Hello, Fry, Curse, Rot, and welcome to your deck review. For anybody joining us for the first time, this is a series where I, Maltown Known Hater, will calmly and politely talk about your deck's PP, which is your premise and your practicum. Your premise is the idea behind your deck. For this deck, it appears to be flinging boogers at people. Your practicum is the stuff you put in the 99, aka the boogers. It's the stuff that will support the ideas. We're going to talk a little bit about whether or not their idea is appropriate for the bracket they're trying to play in, and then we're going to look at what they actually put in the deck and if that makes it work. Now, all this user has provided is, I'm trying to burn people. I want to take a really big turn in which I deal a metric shit ton. Sorry, I need to double check those details. Metric shit ton of damage and wipe everybody out. I want it to feel like a shootout. Yet whenever I run against another similar control deck, I don't have many ways of interaction. We have Tai Joaquin, who cares about dealing non-combat damage for exacties. It'll let you draw cards, and then we can dump mana to modify our non-combat damage. We talked about, I'm not cutting any of the bouncers. They let me ping for infinite damage. Okay. So we have... Got it. Okay, so I'm presuming the way this bit works is I have 2 damage bouncers that are indestructible somehow. Yes, I have tapped Tai Joaquin for 1 or more. And then every time I deal damage to one of my bouncers, I redirect it to the other. Yeah, so if I have like Boros Reckoner and Stuffy Doll, and Boros Reckoner has Mithril Coat on him, then Boros Reckoner... No, Stuffy Doll can't do it because they only deal it to a player. And they only deal it to an opponent. So we need... so we need, like... we need a bouncer that hits to a player, and then we also need Pariah. So this is like a 4 to 5 card combo. That is why the deck doesn't work 100%. If this was a 3 card combo where your commander was one of the cards, I would be like, hell yeah. 4 card combo where your commander is one of the cards. If we're in bracket 2, bracket 3, those are dreams we can believe in. So we need Tai Joaquin, we need Boros Reckoner, we need to make Boros Reckoner indestructible. We need Stuffy Doll or Fiend Lash or Brash Taunter, and we need Pariah, or we need Pain Pearl. So there's a 5 card combo with our commander being one of the cards, and the main bit of upside is that many of these can exist in the deck without being part of the combo. Like Pariah in this deck makes a certain type of sense when we have damage redirectors. Pain for All when we have damage redirectors makes sense. That is a lot we need to do, so it worries me. Yeah, it worries me that we have something so unwieldy as the goal. So Enabler. Whenever something's activated, if it's not a mana ability, you can pay 1. You can copy the ability. That's bad. We have Chandra. We can add red mana. That's bad. We have City on Fire. I can see that. We have Drum Bellower. That's bad. We have Electro. That's bad. Well, no. I mean, Mana Battery is never bad. That's not bad. Damage can't be prevented when we can, like, modulate to shoot a creature. That's acceptable. The tripling worries me. The tripling is like... Okay, so I think here's the problem we're getting into. I can see 2 ways to move forward for this commander. Either we want to use the first half of Tai Joaquin, or we don't give a shit about the first half of Tai Joaquin. And the bouncer game plan is, I don't give a shit about Tai Joaquin. I'm trying to assemble a Rube Goldberg Infinite. And many of your... Not many of your enablers. The multiplicative enablers almost always are going to turn off Tai Joaquin's first half, which means we're going to be lacking for card draw unless we have a lot of interaction where we can modulate the value of the damage. That's bad. That's bad. I mean, sure, yeah, tutor's good. Really good. Could get really crazy with that. Very greedy, but I'm sure it will work out somehow. Okay. Additional burn. Sniper pingers. These make sense. Dedicated removal. They are very responsible of you. Board wipe hee. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I like that we can turn sweepers into like really good board wipes. Handgun pingers. Okay, I'm understanding. And then of course we have no room for protection because we have all this other stuff. So your problem is you are trying to balance a mid-range Tai Joaquin deck with a massive unwieldy combo package. Those two things are not going to exist peacefully, and this is why you are having difficulties when you run up against other decks that are trying to touch you early. What you could have is this very unwieldy combo package. You could have the pingers, and then you would probably dump most of the additional burn and many of these enablers for card draw and protection. And you would probably drop many of the handgun pingers too. And then your plan would be, I'm going to assemble this infinite bounce combo, and to assemble this infinite bounce combo, I'm going to use sniper pingers, or I'm going to use dedicated removal spells like Cast into Fire or Rip Apart to draw into my combo pieces and draw into protection pieces, and then bam, 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 everything's gonna die all in one big turn because I've tapped Tai Joaquin and I have this whole redirection machine set up. Is it fewer cards than I think? Because we have to modulate the damage dealt, because if we don't, we're just passing one damage back and forth forever. Only Boros Reckoner says any target on this, right? On a creature, like Pain for All says any other target. No, on Enter it's any other target. So Pain for All can't do it. Fiend Lash says player. Stuffy Doll says player. Rash Taunter says opponent. So yeah, Pariah has to be involved in this because we have to shoot ourselves for a given amount of damage to pass it back to somebody, to pass it to Boros Reckoner. So what would it even be? It would be like Boros Reckoner, shoot an invincible thing. I must be misunderstanding this. Boros Reckoner shoots Brass Taunter. This deals damage to an opponent, which would immediately stop the loop. So it can't do that. Brash Taunter can't deal damage directly to Boros Reckoner. It can't deal damage directly to me. So Boros Reckoner has to shoot like a different creature equipped with Fiend Lash. So we'll say Boros Reckoner shoots Brash Taunter, who is equipped with Fiend Lash. I get a Brash Taunter trigger, and I Fiend Lash myself. Pariah and Mithril Coat are equipped to Boros Reckoner. And then I get to win. Okay, so we can do it without the damage multiplication, actually. We just need to have Fiend Lash on top of Stuffy Doll or Brash Taunter. Okay, so returning to the whole stream of thought there. We either need to care way less about this combo package and cut everything but the like bare minimum support for it, or we need to care way more about it and make it the centerpiece, because either the cards in the bouncer section should be protection for your pingers and like answers for other control players, or the cards in your like spell slinger burn section could be additional draw and additional protection for this infinite combo. And I have no judgments about what you should do. Both of these game plans seem very on the theme of doing a shootout, but one is I am shooting all your creatures over multiple turns and then eventually I'm gonna start doing like a spell slinger game plan, and then the other is nothing happens, nothing happens. I do a little bit of board control, and then I just blow you to hell all at once. So I think the answer is you pick which of those is your favorite, and you focus on that, and then you're good. And if you don't want to do that, the deck is constantly going to fold really hard to certain strategies, because you're going to get into positions where you have like, I have pieces of this infinite that don't help me protect my pingers, but I do have pingers, but they don't get rid of like the enchantments or the artifacts a different player is using. Because like just easy stuff that we could have for protection is like Mother of Runes, Giver of Runes, Skrelv. The Holy Trinity, the mother, the daughter, and the weird looking dog. And then we're solid. We could have more equipments that give indestructible. I'm sure many of those exist. We could have like you could have Selfless Spirit, because Selfless Spirit is a way to not only protect your creatures as you're setting up for the combo, it is also a way to then, okay, combo turn time, everybody's indestructible on my board. Bang, 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 back and forth, back and forth. I play pinball, and then it bounces off Boros Reckoner's head and kills Daniel, right? And either of those work, we just don't get both. So I would say your worst cards, independent of those strategies, are trying to double. I think trying to double is just broadly worse than, in this deck, broadly worse than making more mana or drawing more cards, because you have a lot of good things you can do with more mana or more cards. So trying to do like, well, ha ha ha, my prodigal pyromancer, he's pinging you twice for 1, but because I spent 3 mana, he's actually pinging you twice for 4. Ha ha ha, 8 damage. We would rather just have more rocks to get more perfect control, because we don't want to try to like, if we're doing the sniper ping thing, we don't want that number to be as big as possible. We don't want to like sniper max. We want to aim very precisely. We want to shoot the most important creature to the exact right number, in a relatively mana efficient way, or in a way that leaves us with enough mana to do the rest of the thing we want to do. Other pretty good stuff that we've left on the ground is like, we're not doing any recursion in colors that are really good at recurring creatures that are 3 mana or less. So even if you change nothing, like if you're like, fuck you, Mauled, I'm balancing it. Just because you can't juggle doesn't mean I don't get dreams. Go spin a plate, dickhead. Sick, I get it. What you will have to cut something for is stuff like Savine's Reclamation. If you want to continue trying to balance all of these competing things, I think better than doubling things when they're already going well, because this deck looks like if things are going well, you got it. We need to guard against the situation where, fuck, they're getting me, fuck, they're board wiping me, I can't keep Boros Reckoner around, no, fuck. Bring him back. Bring him back. You're doing board control. Bring him back. Like your colors are just, well, really white. But white is phenomenal at bringing back little shitheads. You could even do like, and this would be really slow, but I think you are okay with a slower game because you are doing so much board control. Like many of our sniper pingers are small enough for this to work. Boros Reckoner, unfortunately, is not, but Brash Taunter is, Stuffy Doll is. Even our commander is. That's kind of cute. These creatures, many of these creature enablers are. So that's where I would be at. I think in either version of the plan, this recursion would be pretty good. But if you want to stay straddling the fence, the most important thing you can do is cut your least effective cards for CMC 3 or less recursion. I've shown you a few of the like best off the dome options, but I would just do like reanimate creature, Commander Boros, sort by EDH rec rank, and you can try to find other ones you like. I would do permanent based methods. You could do Celestine. She's really expensive, but you're playing on Cockatrice, so you don't need the card in paper. And she's just like 5 mana. I'm going to swing. I'm going to gain 3. Every useful creature in my deck can be brought back by this. I think things are a little bit too expensive for Raise to Past, but that would be amazing. Yeah, it's a little bit too much. Even Joshua can get it done if you're okay with a slow burn. A million good things. There's an almost endless number of good things. And that is pre-war formal wear. Another absolute banger that we can reanimate with all the other reanimate options I have shown you. And then if you go up against another control deck, you can at minimum go, okay, you got me, but I got everybody else. Now I'm bringing my guys back, so fuck you. And I think that's about the long and short of it. So if there's anybody in the comments who sees something that I am overlooking, please let me know. But I wish you the very best of luck. I do hope this helps.